All right, good morning, everybody. Finally back after 4 days off last week. Oh, that I missed trading, but thankfully getting back into it this morning with 3 trades here on Monday. So we're going to break it all down in this video. Let's go, let's trade. Okay, so first trade today was hitting on the scanner pretty nicely here. You can see APLD just to the right of my webcam here. And I'm watching it here as it's pushing up towards the $9 range on APLD. Watching the level 2 as it got stuck there at 880 and then boom, quick up into the 890s. I go ahead and click the button, get the short there for 200 shares short here on APLD at 892. Looking to see what this one can do. Maybe should have started with a little bigger size here on this one, but it's been 4 days since I traded, so that was definitely in my mind here on the first one of the day. But a couple minutes later, it starts coming down a little bit. So I was looking for below the 880s to go ahead and get a partial here on this one. So I put an order out here for 100 shares at 879, seeing if I can get filled for the first 100 here. Not a big pullback back down, especially when you look at the range from 830 up to $9. So about 70 cents of range there. So I really should have been looking for more than that 13 cents or so that I got. But it is what it is. I'm out there with a partial. Got 100 shares left to see if I can get those down a little bit further. So I'm looking now down towards 865, and I put an order out there at 868. Maybe, yeah, still kind of meh on that one, but it is where the post market ended up and kind of where the VWAP was on the day. So I was thinking that might be a spot that this one tried to bounce. It does come down, get me the fill there, and I'm all out for $37 here on APLD. So at least it gets me back into the swing of trading, but this thing crashed all the way back down under $8, I think, not too long after. So an amazing alert, of course, from the scanner. If you guys want to sign up for that, check out the link down in the description and code GDTISW for 20 to 30% off every single month. A little bit later in the morning, it's AI popping up, and this one had been popping up and pulling back pretty nicely all morning. So I was watching it here, seeing if we get up through the 2710s. There, it's up there. Go ahead and get it started short with 100 shares at 2712 here on AI. Thinking it would give me a quick little 20, 30-cent pullback, something like that, and I could just take a little quick scalp there. But it ended up pushing up and grinding up a little bit higher. So I was watching it here as it got into the 2740s. I'm like, all right, we'll see what it does here around 2750. It looks like it's going to get rejected there at 2750. I'll add back in, which is what I do. Get an add in there at like 2747. Now I have 200 shares short at 2729. And really, if this thing pushed it all through 2750, I was going to cut this one off because it wasn't making that intense move that I like and I look for anymore. But once it started coming back down, I decided just to put all 200 out at 2725 because it really wasn't my trade. So I get the fill right there at 25, take it off for $8. Not really a winning trade, just getting out of one once it was no longer really doing what I wanted, and at least being able to make a couple dollars and not lose anything on commissions or anything like that. But then later, it was the alert of the day here on OMH. See this thing popping up nicely. It gets through 650. I go ahead and get started with 100 shares short there at 652. Now you may be wondering why only 100 shares here on OMH. Well, go ahead, take yourself on over to the daily chart on OMH, and you may be able to figure out why I only went with 100 shares here on this one, because this thing in the past and the not too distant past was up and running into the $50 range. So I certainly didn't want to get overly sized into something that had done that kind of move and had that kind of potential recently. Now, if it was like a year, 2 years ago, whatever, but it was a very recent move, like a couple of weeks ago, even. I think, I don't remember, but it was very recent. So that's why I started this one so small here on OMH. But in at 652, looking to see if it can make a nice big move up here through the 670s for the add here of another 100 shares. So just watching the level 2, watching the tape, watching the speed of the volume coming in, kind of chilling here in the 660s for a while, seeing if it can push higher. There's no reason to add in at this point yet. It would be way too soon. So just waiting to see what it can do, if it can make another leg and another push higher here on this OMH move. I mean, it's moved up from $6 basically, so it's looking pretty good. Here comes the 70s. Watching it here, it's getting some good speed. Not going to click the button yet. Going to wait and see what it does. Waiting to see if it can push up a little bit higher here. Maybe through the 675, 680. See what the test does. I see a big wall there at 675 in the level 2. So I'm like, it's probably going to give a good push if it gets up through there. So it does. I go ahead and click the button. I get the fill there. I think either at or just under 680. Now I have 200 shares. And look at this thing pop right up towards 7. This is where I'm going to go ahead and put 200 more shares out, get the fill up there at 697. So I have 400 shares short here at 679.9. So basically 680 here is my short with 400 shares on OMH. I was willing to go above my normal 112 here and get some more shares in on OMH if I had to here, if it made a nice big run up through 7, because I definitely had the room based on my risk parameters for how much I can really afford to lose. And this was one of those potential ones that it could make the nice big drop here. So I was willing to go in more shares, but it was also the halt ended up being right there at 720, and that 720 spot is kind of where I would have wanted my ad to be. So it was kind of a little of a tricky one, but then it starts shooting down nicely here. So have the average there of the 400 at 680. I'm going to look for at least under 670 before I go ahead and click the button and get 3/4 here. So here it comes, watching level 2. There's 670 on the bid. Can it get under? Not going to click the button until it gets under, and that's why right there, because it makes a big move under. I get to fill down there in the low 660s, and then boom, look at that. All the way down into the 630s. I get the final fill there of the other 100 down in the 630s, and just like that, all out here on OMH for $80. And that is a beautiful, beautiful alert, a beautiful move. That is the kind of trade I'm looking for, that I like every single time. So that's going to do it for me today, guys. Up $124 on the day, which I will take, especially since I haven't traded in 4 days. Coming back here on a Monday, should be here every day this week. So hopefully you guys enjoyed last week's video showing you the April account look. Doing pretty good in May so far, and now off to a good start this week. So I'm going to go hit the gym. It's chest and tries day. Let's go, baby. Have a great day.